Hello, Wolfpack. We're back with a new top 5 list. Did you enjoy the adaptational badasses and adaptational wimps? Well, we sure hope you did, because otherwise you won't enjoy this list. This is the top 5 adaptational villains. Characters that were previously known for being heroes, but once they entered the video game universe, they were revamped into villainous characters. Number 5. Tweety Bird from the video game Taz Wanted. You all should know that Tweety is one of the heroic Looney Tunes, which is very shocking when, in a weird twist, Tweety is revealed to be the main villain, hunting Taz down and trying to destroy his country and kill his wife. A very major change of character for such a small, adorable cartoon character. Tweety, as you all know, mostly he's a hero who fights Sylvester and is mostly fighting in self-defense and just wants to live his life peacefully and have fun. The video game, Tweety Bird wants to kill Tasmanian Devil, otherwise known as Taz, and kill his wife, annex his country, Tasmania, and convert it into an amusement park to make a profit. Wow, such a shocking change. Although it is a big twist that Tweety's the main hero, it's also surprising considering he helps you in the game. He's kind of like the Navi, only more likable. He helps Taz find out what to do on his missions and is kind of the mission control for the player. So him being the main villain is considered a big twist at the end. And his boss fight, although it's not exactly a great boss, it is pretty challenging considering that Tweety is very violent for a boss fight, but he is the final boss, so that kind of justifies it. But yes, Tweety has gone from hero to villain in this list. Number 4. The Mad Hatter in American McGee's Alice the video game, and a bit in Alice Madness Returns, but I don't want to spoil anything about that, but he's less evil in that. The Mad Hatter, although hardly a villain from the original novel, he was Alice's closest friend, inviting her to tea parties and just living life, having fun and collecting hats and rhyming all the time, with his two best friends, the March Hare and the Dormouse. In the video game American McGee's Alice, he's the Queen of Hearts, is second in command, and the chief mad scientist of Wonderland, who actually converted his two tea party friends into weird disfigured animatronics that he likes to play with and torture for fun. Really, really dark, but considering American McGee's Alice was supposed to be a darker take on Alice in Wonderland, it's only suiting that the Mad Hatter be a major villain. However, this is borderline dark. I mean, torturing his own friends for fun, and he does collect children, as we see that Alice finds out that he has tortured children, and he actually grinds them up as an energy source to make more inventions and drinks parts of them in his tea. A major dark turn of character, especially for a character that Disney made so likable, considering that he was a hero in both of their movies. The Mad Hatter does suit being a villain in American McGee's video game, though, and he's very respected for it. The Mad Hatter is a very scary boss fight, too, considering he towers above Alice and he's very, challenging, and he likes to fight for fun, something the original Mad Hatter never did, because this Mad Hatter is much more villainous than his heroic character from the novel. Number 3. Jason Todd from Batman the Arkham series. Although Jason does become a villain in the comics, he was more so of an anti-hero, and at worst a tragic villain. You all remember the famed movie Batman Under the Red Hood? If you haven't, you might want to check it out. It's much better than the Arkham Knight video game. In that, Jason Todd was very sympathetic, and you actually feel the pain he feels as he tells Batman how much he's suffered. Jason Todd was more of a hero in the comics. Although dark, he does kill people, he does use guns, and at times he does fight Batman a lot. However, he never crossed into true evil like he did in Arkham Knight. In the Arkham Knight, he's still tortured by Joker, but as harsh as it sounds, I didn't really feel much sympathy for him, considering we never see Joker actually torture Jason. We see he's just tied to a chair, and he just shows him, like, weird photographs. Very weird, but it's not that dark. The darkest thing he does is brand his face, and when Jason Todd is revealed to be the Arkham Knight, Yes, it's not really a massive spoiler. It's so obvious that even if you weren't a Batman fan, you could predict it. When he's revealed to be the Arkham Knight, Jason Todd never went so dark as to work with the Scarecrow and destroy Gotham City with a fear gas nuke, and he actually wants to kill the Batman. They kind of mix up the characters. Scarecrow should want Batman dead, and Jason Todd should want Batman to suffer. But instead, Scarecrow wants Batman to suffer, and Jason Todd wants Batman to die. Very dark turn, considering that although you'd be pissed too if your mentor forgot you, you'd never cross the line and kill many innocent civilians who never did anything to him. A much darker turn for the second Robin. Number 2. This one was kind of hard to choose between since they're both from the same fairy tale, but we have B.B. Hood from Darksuckers and the Woodsman from the acclaimed The Wolf Among Us. I'll start with the lesser-known one. B.B. Hood is a darker take on the Little Red Riding Hood fairy tale. If you want more information about her, you should check out our top 5 kid villains. But in short, B.B. Hood goes from the little innocent girl in the Red Hood who's harassed by a wolf to a murderous, psychotic bounty hunter that wants to kill everyone just to make money because this Little Red Riding Hood became a bounty hunter and wants revenge because the wolf ruined her life, but she becomes more monstrous as a result. A much darker turn, of course, from the little innocent girl from the fairy tale we all knew and loved. And the second one, the Woodsman. You all know the Woodsman saved Little Red Riding Hood and her grandmother from the evil wolf by gutting him open. However, in The Wolf Among Us, this Woodsman is a total ass. I mean, he goes from this famed hero to a total drunken, abusive, prostitute-buying wreck. The Woodsman actually admits to everyone that he went to the grandmother's house because he wanted to rob her, not to save Little Red Riding Hood, but by coincidence the big bad wolf happened to be there and the Woodsman killed him in self-defense, and he actually expected the grandmother to give her a reward. And he was pissed that he didn't, but he took the publicity that he was a hero and just ran with it, becoming a fake hero, when really he's actually a villain and a total jerk. Much darker turn from the noble hero who saved a little innocent girl from an evil wolf. This Woodsman truly fits higher on the villains, but we thought B.B. Hood could tie with her because they're both from the same tale, and they're both very darker incarnations of the Little Red Riding Hood characters. And finally, we reach our number 1, Kenny from South Park. Yeah, this was a major plot twist in the video game. As you all know, Kenny has made the lists before on our famous top 10 video game betrayals, and you can expect that he will betray us in our South Park game through. But we already knew that because we watched gameplay from other players before. However, Kenny fits this list as number 1 because in the original cartoon, Kenny was a true companion to his friends, defended his little sister as her guardian angel Mysterion, and even gave up his life at one point to save the world, and he even went to hell just to take the blame for all the sins of South Park. Yeah, I know, it's a Jesus shout-out, but it was kind of heartwarming to say the least. However, in the video game, Kenny, or should I say Princess Kenny, is actually manipulating all the other children so he could take the stick of truth for himself so he can, you guessed it, take over the world.
Of course!
Of course, this Kenny is very much a darker incarnation from his previous innocent kind of character. Although Kenny is hardly innocent in the South Park cartoon, he has just as much guilt as everyone else, but he never went as so far as to betray his own friends and conquer the entire universe with the stick of truth. Kenny has definitely taken a massive level in jerk-ass for this video game, which is very shocking to say the least. And without revealing too many spoilers, he attempts to ruin the new kid's reputation, that's your playable character, so he can get off scot-free with trying to rob the stick and be under no suspicion whatsoever. Much darker character of a beloved South Park character. Here's some honorable mentions that you might have wanted to see on this list, but didn't quite make it in. Metalhead from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade games, and the Winter Soldier from Marvel Ultimate Alliance. We'll go with Metalhead first. In the cartoon, Metalhead is an assistant to the Ninja Turtles created by Donatello in his laboratory to help them combat evil and support Donatello when he needs assistance on solo missions. However, in the video game, he's the second boss and is willingly working with the Shredder to kill the Ninja Turtles. The Winter Soldier, although if you haven't seen the movie, I won't go into too many spoilers, but in the movie, it's revealed that he does turn good because he's actually brainwashed. But in the video game, it turns out he's not brainwashed at all and is actually killing other people for the villains because he thinks it's fun. A much darker turn for a tragic villain. Definitely worthy of being on the Adaptational Villains list, though. Thank you for watching. We hope you like, comment, subscribe, and join us for more future Top 5 lists. Goodbye.